GVBN Radio.
Hello and welcome to GVBN Radio, where our jingle is literally the sound of keys. I'm Peter Musser, and I will be your radio host for the day. Today we're talking about a very special topic that's near and dear to many of our hearts. This topic is called VEDA, or as they say on the internets, videos or vlogs every day in April. We are presently with a very special guest who has been participating in this VEDA phenomenon. His name is Peter Musser, and he has been doing VEDA for 2 years now. And today he's going to tell us about his VEDA experience on the 17th day of VEDA. Peter, welcome to the radio station.
Oh, hey, hi. Thanks for welcoming me here. I'm very excited to tell you guys about VEDA Day 17 and what all went on.
All right. Give us the rundown real quick. What is this VEDA thing that you're telling us about?
Well, you see, what VEDA is where what you do is you sit down in front of a camera every day in April and you make a thing called a vlog. And once you do that, what you do is you take that vlog and you put it on the internet.
Ah, that's very interesting. Oh, what are these vlogs that you're speaking of? Is there some special thing to them? I don't think I'm familiar with the term.
Yes, the vlog. You see, my friend, the vlog is it is a form of art. It is a I don't know how you'd say it on the radio world, but it's like where you take an idea, like so. Peter, have you ever been on the internet?
Yes, I've been on the internet once or twice. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, to understand what a vlog is, you have to go and you have to look at the internet and see what a blog is, because a vlog is basically a blog that is done on video. Basically, people can make vlogs of just about anything that they can make blogs of.
Well, that's very interesting. What do you find yourself making your vlogs about?
Well, that's a good question, Peter. And, I try and cover a broad range of things. Why, just the other day, I vlogged my process of making dinner. Some people may say it's a little pokey, but, I say it's one of my more flavorful vlogs, if you catch my drift.
Oh, Peter, that was a terrible pun. If you could avoid those in the future, we would greatly appreciate that. All right, Peter, we are going to take a break now, and we're going to do Amateur Hour here on GVBN Radio, and we'll be back shortly after this word from our sponsors.
GVBN Radio.
Do you find yourself often wondering about life's big questions? Do you ever think, gosh, I sure would like to learn something from the internet, but I don't know where? Well, worry no more, because here at GVBN Radio, we are proud to tell you about our sponsor, the YouTube channel Go Verb a Noun, featuring special interviews from some of the most famous internet education celebrities. People like Hank Green, who have headed up the dynastic channels that are Crash Course and SciShow. People like Lindsay Doe, who put out sexual education for children and adults around the globe at no cost. And in an upcoming interview, we will be speaking with the Mike Rugnetta from PBS Idea Channel. So, if this is your cup of tea, go ahead and point your web browser to www.youtube.com/goverbanoun and subscribe today.
GVBN Radio.
And we're back with our interview with Peter Musser, the host of Go Verb a Noun. Peter, could you tell us a little bit about what you vlogged about yesterday for VEDA Day 17?
Well, that's a good question. It's kind of awkward. You see, I meant to do a vlog, but yesterday, being Friday, as it often is when Friday rolls around, I actually went and did a game night with my friends, Brandon and Katie and Nick and Matt. And there was much fun and rejoicing. However, I discovered that for whatever reason, game night doesn't seem to trend so well for VEDA, and so instead, what I'm doing is I decided to roll VEDA Day 17 into today as well for VEDA Day 18, my broadcast on GVBN Radio with you.
But Peter, wouldn't that be cheating? Wouldn't that kind of defeat the purpose of doing a vlog every day in April?
Well, everybody's going to have their critics, and it's like I like to say, what is art but an excuse for people to do things that they wouldn't normally do? some people may say, VEDA is something that you have to do every day, or, if you don't do it every day, it's not really VEDA, it's just VEDA, which would be vlog some days in April. And, I understand the point of view that these people are coming from, but I think it's important for us to respect the artistry and the mastery that comes with, people figuring out how to do VEDA for themselves. Why, I was just looking at this one channel. It is called High-Waisted Pantaloons. And although she does record every day, she only uploads generally about once a week for her VEDAs. Would this be VEDA? Would this not be VEDA? I think it depends on the person. But, as far as I'm concerned, I would say that's perfectly legitimate. I don't see a problem with that.
Well, that's a very interesting perspective, Peter, and I appreciate your candor. So, today, now that you're here with us in the studio, is there anything in particular you'd like to talk about?
Well, Peter, I would like to draw a comparison between the National Public Radio infrastructure and YouTube, if that's okay with you. That's what I'd like to talk about today. Well, Peter, you see, I was thinking the other day, and it occurred to me as I was driving to work. I was listening to my local public radio station, Capital Public Radio, which is based out of CSU Sacramento. Right now they're doing their fund drive, and it occurs to me that the YouTube model of fundraising for a lot of the educational channels is not so dissimilar. For example, you look at Crash Course and you look at SciShow and Sexplanations and all of these different channels. They are made possible by the contributions from viewers like you, to quote the local PBS station. And I think that's very interesting. I think a lot of people in the business world would say, oh, it's bad economy. It's a bad business to just ask for money. That won't get people anywhere. But I think that YouTube and PBS and NPR have kind of shown that not to be the case. I think that's a magical thing. When you if you give people the opportunity to contribute to something that they care about, they oftentimes do if they have the ability. And I think that the most important part of that is making it optional. How great it is that there are people out there who are willing to put forth something absolutely free, and how great it is that we have the option to support them if they're doing something that we believe is worth being supported. For example, here on Go Verbanown, or over at my other channel on Go Verbanown, I do have a Patreon page, and I do have a handful of people who monthly, every month kick a little bit of money my way. And having that small amount of cash coming my way, it really reminds me that people think that my interviews actually have value, and that's a very impressive thing, and that's a very interesting thing. And I'm glad that I have the supporters I have. Even though they are few, they are very, very valued by me, and I appreciate everything they do. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to some of them. Is that all right?
Oh yeah, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Paul Iden, Paul Roth. Paul and I have been friends, you could say, on this YouTube experience for just about a year now, and it's been a great year. And I've got another contributor. His YouTube handle and his Tumblr handle is Koojmouse. He has been contributing to me for a hot minute, and I appreciate everything he's done for me, and he's very participatory, and he's not just a passive consumer of, what the YouTube has. He actively participates. He goes and he puts himself out there and he provides commentary. And I think if more media consumers were as interactive as he was, I think a lot more people would be a lot better off. So there's him, and then recently, I believe as of this month or last month, we have a new contributor by the name of High-Waisted Pantaloons, who lives out in, I believe, Pennsylvania. She started kicking some money my way, and I greatly appreciate that. And just like Koojmouse, she's very, very participatory in this whole online media thing, which, let's be honest, I think that's her right. Everybody has the right to participate, but as somebody who supports me both emotionally and financially, it's great to see her taking advantage of what I'm doing, and I hope to have that continue on in the future. So yeah, and there are of course more, but those are the three that are coming to me off the top of my head, and I just wanted to, say to them, to all of you guys, thank you so much for your contributions. And for everybody who watches and listens, thank you so much for your contributions. Even if you don't have the financial means, the fact that you're there and the fact that you care, that means the most to me more than anything. So thank you.
All right, Peter, thank you for that little shout-out segment. It really brought a tear to my eye. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on the schedule, recapping the news. So today, somewhere in the world, something very important happened, and there was a lot of news coverage of it. Some people died, and some more people were born. In other news, there is a drought in California, and it is very dry, and it leaves people's skins very, very dry. And now, to Peter with the weather.
Hey, yes, this is Peter, here in Northern California. I'm looking at the weather, and it looks real nice. Looks like we're gonna have sunny days for the next few weeks, for the next few days. It shouldn't be any major issue, this weather. It looks real nice.
All right, Peter, thank you for that elegant statement of the weather in your neck of the woods. All right, and finally, we're going to wrap up today's segment on GVBN Radio with Amateur Hour, where we're going to bring in a special guest to go ahead and sing us a song. Today, it looks like on our schedule, yes, it looks like all the way from Grass Valley, California, we have a special guest. His name is Peter Musser, and he's going to sing us one of his favorite songs. All right, take it away, Peter.
This is a little song I heard from my mama. My mama back in the day, back when I was just a wee little boy, she'd sing me this song to remind me that everything's gonna be okay. And it goes a little something like this. Twinkle, twinkle, a little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. A twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, and that wraps it up here at GVBN Radio for the day. Again, we would like to say a warm, hearty thank you to all of our listeners and supporters out there. Without your constant reassurances that what we're doing has value, we would have collapsed in a pile of despair many months ago. And as we like to say in John Green's hometown, don't forget to be awesome. Stay safe, stay classy, and stay awesome. We all love you here at GVBN Radio, and we'll talk to you later. All right, goodbye. All right, go ahead, Jimmy, and bring us out with the station jingle.
All right, here I go.
Good job, Jimmy. Those were some nice keys.
Oh, thanks.